I've been going to the racetrack ever since I was literally a baby, before I could probably form a thought like of memory. My dad has been doing this ever since he was 8 years old. When me and my brother were born, we were kind of just thrown into it. The racetrack is definitely a second home for me. Eventually, around 18, 19, that's when I started riding racehorses. Working with horses is such a privilege. When you're riding a horse that is almost just like in the same frequency as you are, it's one of the best things in the world. My dad had a couple horses that he was gonna run at Santa Anita. So what you do is that you take him to that racetrack, and we were gonna do a workout, which is just a practice race for the horses so they're running full speed, right? I'm just on, cloud nine because I'm a 21-year-old guy making good money. And so we're running, I let him open up a little bit more, and I could tell he was getting a little tired. When horses go train, usually you wrap their legs like a boxer wraps their hand. When a horse gets tired, they start doing something that we call clipping heels. I noticed he started getting tired. He was clipping heels so hard that he would hit the wrap. And every time he would hit the wrap would tear. Finally, it tore open. As quick as you can form a thought, I just go down. Face forward into the dirt, 40 miles an hour. On my back, I know that there's horses coming, so immediately I was like, I need to get out of the way. My head picks up, and then my chest kind of moves a little bit, and then it stops at my stomach. And I try again, put my hand on my leg, and it felt like I was touching like steaks at a butcher. It was just an instant, everything just got lost. Who thinks someone at 21 would have an accident that'll change their life like this? Not me. When you lose something, then you really realize what you lost. I didn't appreciate it as much as I should have. Just because I can't move or feel anything to the touch, the nerves are still alive inside. So sometimes the nerves feel like your legs are on fire, or you have like electricity being shot through you. Sometimes it feels like I have a hand inside my stomach squeezing, my intestines. It's literally your body fighting against you. And very easily can it lead down to, a life that you're not appreciative of. It gets tough. It definitely gets tough. Yeah. Nice and informed and everything.
Where was this?
Los Alamitos. Yeah, the horse's name was Dream Broker. Here in Valenzuela. 2.5 years after my accident, it started really getting to me. And it got to the point to where I started having these suicidal thoughts. And I got really scared when I would tell myself, you shouldn't think these things, and they kept coming and coming and coming. And I couldn't stop them. When your head's filled with stuff like that, even when you're not thinking it, it creeps into every little daily, thing that you do, every daily thought. And I was always looking for like, okay, what can, like a puzzle piece just was not fitting. And then when I started getting closer to my faith, I started seeing certain situations in a way that I had never seen before. When you start approaching things differently and you start having faith, and you start leaning more into that faith and trusting in that faith, you really, get thrown like the opportunity to become who you want to be. The things I was looking for, I started finding them. Like, we keep hearing about this place over in LA, this and that, and then finally we got the name of it, The Perfect Step. And we were like, okay, cool, and we looked it up, and we just kept hearing about it. Immediately we got to work. And I was like, oh, they don't mess around here. I'm like, okay, this is good. This is what I needed. And that was 8 years ago. I still go to Perfect Step twice a week to this day. It's hard to imagine my life without having this place in my life.
It's too easy.
Being around even the trainers that are just positive and like they see you for the person that you are. There's a saying, you know, sometimes when people go through struggles, you just want someone to be in the mud with you. And they're in the mud with us. It's not an easy thing to be a part of, but they choose to do it every day. And I'm really grateful for that. There's no place like Perfect Step, to be honest. When you start getting into that pool, you know, you start getting into the water of really start trusting yourself and betting on yourself, you want to jump out immediately. You know, there's still days where sometimes I'm like, man, this is a little tough, Adrian, but I always go back now, especially on my faith and the experiences that I've had. I'm like, no, you can keep going. When you lose your independence and when you lose your confidence and you start betting on yourself and then you see yourself win, then you know you're like, I can do this. I just need to keep trying this. And you keep building off of that, you can do whatever.